Hello, it's your Jason Amethyst or Joey, and today we are going to be going down memory lane. So, when I was in elementary school, I was participating in a musical play that was about ancient Egypt, and it's called Temples and Tombs. So, you may notice the name of the school is censored out in the top left corner, and that's because, I don't want to draw attention to the school, because, this is being posted on, like, public internet. So anyways, I just, respect the school, you know what I mean? So, this video is, for anyone potentially, like, in this school right now, living their best lives. So we are gonna be reacting to this DVD disc I got. Alright, so let's cut the music. Let's cut the music. Story time. In 2nd grade, we did a stage play, a musical called Temples and Tombs that is kind of about random stuff involved with ancient Egypt. After we finished doing it, we were all given, like, all of us were individually given little DVD discs so we could watch this at home, which I think is pretty cool, you know what I mean? So, now we're gonna watch this old thing and, see what I can talk about with it, you know what I mean? I would say this is a director's commentary, but I'm not the director of it. That would be one of my older music teachers. So, yeah, consider this like an actor's commentary. So, yeah, let's begin. We're gonna be playing this in 3, 2, 1. Davenport. It's been like 6 months since I watched this. I watch this from time to time, but it's been like 6 months since I did that. But I figured this time around I'd kind of tell you what's going on. Miss Lynn! Heck yeah! You're the GOAT. Oh, there I am. I'm literally right in the front. And that is Miss Studdard. She was my teacher in 2nd and 3rd grade, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I can see my mom and dad in the background. Oh my god, my dad had, like, no gray hairs back then. Dude, I recognize, like, half of the kids on screen right now. So, like, I'm graduating high school right now, and what made me reminded me I wanted to make this video, I've been wanting to make it for a while, but I just kind of put it aside for other things, but what wanted me to make it right now is because I just got the news that I am actually getting to visit, my childhood elementary school, after graduation, which I'm really excited about. I can't wait to see everything again, maybe learn about what, like, today's kids are doing and stuff like that versus, like, kid culture from my age, if you get what I mean. This is awesome. So, I don't remember this, play really having a linear kind of storytelling to it. It's more so about random scenes of, like, ancient Egypt and stuff, but it kind of makes sense as a story, but yeah, it's not elaborate, but it's still pretty good for what it is. Like, it holds up today. Temples and Tombs, heck yeah! I'm gonna sing along partially, but only to the parts I remember the lyrics of. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Oh, temples and tombs, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Oh, temples and tombs, da 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 da. I am on the right bleachers, by the way, so I'm off screen during this song. Mummy bones, no silver and even gold. Very old. Oh, temples and tombs. Na 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 na. Oh, temples and tombs. Da 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 da. Dude, this this era of my childhood was the peak of my life. I'm just gonna say that right now. Like everything, like inside of school and outside of school, I have like the most like positive memories of from my life ever. Like first grade to third grade was the peak of my life. All right, what's the song called? Down by the River? All right. All these kids are my age right now, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like the last time I remember seeing these faces, is like in this play right now. Like I still imagine these kids as like the age they were here, but in reality they're my age, and I haven't really had time to have that sink in yet. You know what I mean? Down by the river, da da da, da da, my Egyptian style. Walk and talk like me and you. We wanna know. Deep and wide. Ask you again, what was it like living way back when? We wanna know. Oh, there I am in the back, there I am in the back. You can tell that's me because I'm the really jittery kid. We wanna know. I'm hoping the school still does stuff like this, you know what I mean?
Each kingdom had a pharaoh, and they
Pharaoh or man?
had to make decisions, and they had to rule the land. And when the pharaoh agrees and comes your way, make sure you guide your head down low, listen and obey.
All hail the Pharaoh. And he is so strong. Oh, Mr. Pharaoh, you're never wrong. Every single command says do it, we say when. He says beat it, we say where. We'd like to ask, but we don't dare. The Pharaoh knows best. The song is saying that. He literally knows best. It's fact. As a kid, like even before this, I really like had like this like kind of like cool vibe for like ancient Egypt stuff. Like in like in retrospect, when you're looking at it as an adult, it's just like another historical concept, kind of like medieval times and stuff like that. But the thing that's kind of interesting is when you're a kid, I feel like ancient Egypt is one of those things that's like on the same level as like mythical creatures, that you believe in as a kid, like Santa and the Tooth Fairy and stuff like that. So yeah, I just feel like Egypt is like one of those like main central like childhood like themes for like imagination over other mythology stuff, which I think is kind of cool. Like to me, Egypt has always had this like interesting kind of feel to it. I remember playing this one like one time I had like a Sonic game on my PlayStation 2. I'm old like that, yeah. But it was called Sonic Plus. And there was this one game that was on it called Sonic Blast, I think. And in the second act of the game, you're in like a desert kind of place, and that level always reminded me of doing this. I kind of had a phase for like ancient Egypt stuff as a kid. I just never really said it out loud about it. Peak. Okay, this is the best song. This is the best song in the whole, like, thing. It's the best song active-wise, but my other favorite song is gonna be coming up here shortly. It might be the one after this one, or the one... Yeah, I think it's the next one after this one. That's my next favorite. This is the main menu music, by the way. Main music. King Tut, Tut. King Tut, Tut. King Tut, Tut. King Tut, Tut. Or be a kid and fool around. I choose that second option any day. Like, when you become 18 years old, you will, no matter what, you will want that second option. You will always want to be a kid. Kids watching this right now, like, listen to this closely. I want to say it good, okay? Kids, stay kids, okay? Okay. King Tut, Tut. Bro did the whip. Wait, was that scripted or no? Wait, did the whip and Nene exist, like, then? Okay, I was in second grade here. This was 2014. The whip and Nene wasn't really a thing until 2015, I don't think. That means this kid invented it. Either that, or I am just dumb. Oh, I think this is it. Mummy Rock.
Oh, how can you be so sure of that? Look, over there. Gotcha, scaredy cats.
Hey! Okay, this is my favorite part of the whole thing. They didn't turn the lights out! What the f? Wait, does that count as a swear word for elementary school? I don't know. Can you say that age? I mean, I don't think it's a bad word. I'll censor it out. They didn't turn the lights out! Why? They, literally every other time they turn the light. Why did they turn the lights out for this? It's not authentic. What were you thinking, stage crew? I mean, if it's budget cuts, I understand, but wait, wouldn't cutting out the electricity in that on the stage like slightly like prevent you from having to pay tax? Yeah, it doesn't make sense why they left the lights on in every single way. They should have turned the lights out. It's more authentic. These two Indiana Jones kids are supposed to be like in a dark like tomb right now. You should have turned the lights off to make it more immersive. I always remember this being with the lights out at least. I don't know if they did that, but it would have worked out better. That triggers me. Even now. Whoa, what the what? The camera glitched out for a second. I see some analog horror like potential for this. Maybe I can like edit this and make it analog horror. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Oh, they got caught. Okay, literally every other time. Okay, here's the actual Mummy Rock song. But literally every other like time we rehearsed this, the lights were off. Okay, the lights were off when we were like rehearsing for it. But for some reason, they left the lights on for the final show. He's a mummy. A mummy. If I'm not mistaken, I think the mummies are 5th graders. Maybe 4th graders. Rockin' in a roll and do a little stroll and give a little shout. Na 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 na. He's a mommy. A mommy. That was the last song. That's the whole thing. Oh, that's not it? I thought that was it. I know that kid. That is Jemiah, I think his name is. The guy in the center. I could be wrong about his name. I think it's Jemiah. Oh, it's a I remember this. The reprise of Temples and Tombs. Nice. Everyone. No, I'm actually being dead. I'm being honest right now. It would have made a lot more sense if you guys turned the lights off. Any mommy bones, even gold, very old. Oh. and tombs. Da, 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 da. Oh, temples and tombs. Tomb temples, we will find you. Tomb temples, we will find you. Tomb temples, we will find you. Temples and tombs. I couldn't sing really loud because my dad's here. Heck yeah. Alright, we got the Bengals back again. Dude, this time was like the peak of my life. Oh wait, that's not the original version. I just realized that. Okay, I'm not sure if I remembered like recognizing this as a kid or not, but the vocals are different. This is a cover. This is like an elementary school cover to the actual song. Look like an Egyptian. Oh, there I am. I'm the last one to leave. What's cool is that I was the last one of that line to leave, and the first kid to enter the room, like from the very beginning. Oh, I just saw Alex. Let's see, Ben, Leland, Holden, Armani, Camden, I think. Sterling, that's a different Caden. Oh, there's me. I'm in the far back. Yeah, that was it. Oh, here's the slideshow. We got a slideshow of some behind-the-scenes stuff. I didn't really see much of the behind-the-scenes stuff because I wasn't, like, directly involved with it. I was just going to school casually, and I was, like, suddenly called up to do this. You know what I mean? Oh, I saw Anthony. There's Max. I think Levi was in there.
Could you rap and could you play? Or did you have to work all day?
I'm like familiar with almost every kid's face, but I only know like half of their names.
I know it's not for everyone. I'd rather be a kid at
Oh, there's Christian in back.
than have that kind of job to do. King Tut, Tut. He was so divine. King Tut, Tut. Is very, very fine.
King Tut, Tut.
Oh, walking in the dunes.
King Tut, Tut.
Underneath the moon. It's got to be the hardest thing to rule the land and be a king. It's not
If I had a face cam, you'd see me dancing right now.
But that King Tut knew what to do.
They filled his tomb with silk and gold. At least that's what we've all been told.
There's Max. Oh, Max appeared twice in a row. He's like the star of the whole thing. Epic.
That he went down in history.
King Tut, Tut. He was so divine. King Tut, Tut.
Was that Bobby? I think I saw Bobby on the bottom left. I'm not sure if that was him or not.
Oh, walking in the sand. King Tut, Tut. The ruler of the land. King Tut.
10 out of 10. That was a 10 out of 10 experience. Davenport Video Photography LLC. I might have to hit them up sometime if I'm ever making something like this in the future. Who knows? Yeah, that was it. And this is the end credits. Oh, they did like the proper like end credit like scroll up thing. That's cool. Okay, let's read it. Temples and Tombs, second graders. Indiana Jones, Brady Mason, Owen Whitehead, Pharaoh, Snake Charmer, my bad. I gotta be credited in here somewhere. Oh wait, hold up. I think I missed my name. I think I know where I am, but I missed it to point myself out. Oh, Mr. Massey's class. I had Mr. Massey in 5th grade.
We'll all explore like Indiana.
That was the time period where I was the most extra.
We might find silver and even gold.
By extra, I mean freaking out for no reason extra.
What we're all looking for. Pyramids and maybe more. Oh, travel the towns, we're gonna find you for sure. Dreams and troubles we will
I wonder if I can find this song like on YouTube or something like that. I want to put that on my playlist.
we will find tombs and temples, we will find tombs and temples, we will find tombs.
Oh no! I didn't second think that before recording this, but I just saw the word copyright in the credits. Dude, if this school like takes my video down, that's gonna be a complicated relationship if that. I doubt it, but you never know. So yeah, that was Temples and Tombs. In short, a very nostalgic experience. And it was pretty cool when I was doing it. So yeah, if you're someone who's like in this school right now, watching this, or maybe you could be a teacher, you could be a kid, mad respect to you, you're awesome. And if you're some kid who I knew back then, who I know now, still today, then also omega props to you. You're really cool. So yeah, that was Temples and Tombs. This was during when times were simpler. So yeah. So yeah, that's the whole thing. I don't have much else to say. So yeah, have a good one and see ya.
Oh, walking in the dunes, being tight, tight, underneath the moon.
Alright, so now I'm just gonna be talking about some random stuff from elementary school. I don't know how much I'm gonna talk about. This is just some bonus stuff after the video. Consider this like the after show, or the after party. So let's stop and think about what we can talk about real quick. So I'm just gonna basically share some stuff from elementary school. Okay, so right off the bat, Beeswax Elementary. Some may know it watching this right now, some may not. For the viewers that are familiar with it and needs no introduction, like all my like modern friends who are with the Red Blue Films crew and stuff like that. If you are like from like my elementary school and you're like watching this in class, on like the 1% chance you are, you don't have to watch till now. I just like the part that was the thing they were showing you was like the first half when it was like the Temples and Tombs thing. I sound tired right now because it's like 3 a.m. right now. No kidding. But yeah, you don't have to watch this bonus stuff. There's just some like extra thoughts and stuff like that. So let's see. Yeah, Beeswax Elementary. It is an upcoming YouTube series I'm making, and it's heavily inspired from my school, elementary school, but it's like 10 times as insane as the actual event. It's like based on actual events that happened there and my life and what I did there and stuff, but like 10 times as exaggerated. So yeah. I'm taking inspiration from The Amazing World of Gumball to make it. So yeah. The background music I have right now, if you're curious, is it is Ambience Ponies by Viewer of Non-Existence. And yeah. I sleep to this OST a lot, and this like background track. It's basically a bunch of like random images of like the My Little Pony characters on there, and they're like random like emotions. Like it's like an aesthetic playlist kind of. It's pretty cool. So anyways, so Beeswax Elementary. I made the pilot recently. I made like 2 versions of it because one of them had like subtle references to like inappropriate material. So I made an even more kid-friendly version than the already like considerably kid-friendly version. They're both like child-friendly. It's just one of them I think may or may not be appropriate for an elementary school to see, but is totally fine in a middle and high school. So I made like the second version, a squeaky clean version, where like there's no way it could be interpreted as anything bad whatsoever. Not even a Karen who would call a manager would like criticize it. You know what I mean? I mean, minus the fact that it is Gacha Life, but really Gacha Life on its own is just it's just a character style. It's not like a genre of like videos. Well, it is a genre of videos, but I see it more as a animation genre, like using preset characters instead of drawing your own. Yeah. I just made the pilot right now. I don't know if I'm gonna be making any episodes yet. That schedule's still being worked out. That 2025 Red Blue Films intro thing a few months ago. I don't know how much of that is gonna end up happening in this year or at all. Because you know things change, right? I feel like I mentioned that in there before, but projects change. So I feel like that Beeswax Elementary is definitely going to be one of the lesser likely things to happen now over everything else. I'd say Murder Drones, Foreign User is also at the tail end as well, while everything else is definitely coming out this year. Stupid FNAF Plush Bricks is coming out this year for 100%. United Split 12 is being made right now. I just got done filming the first few shots for the episode today. I didn't want to do it, but I had to. Also, keep in mind that since this is the second half of the video and not the intended part of the video for the school to watch, if they even are watching this as a class, I doubt it, but on the chance they are, then I highly recommend not watching this half of the video, because I'm not gonna necessarily, like, swear, but I will say, mild swear words that could fit in a PG-13 rated movie, but not R-rated. Like, clean bad words that are still considered legit bad words, you know what I mean? So, like, the full-on word for heck, the full-on word for darn and stuff, you know what I mean? So if you're like watching this in school, this, like, if you're a kid, like, you're fine to watch this as long as you're home or whatever. This part of the video just isn't elementary school appropriate, but it's probably appropriate for high school, if you get what I mean. I talk a lot. I don't get to the point instantly. Just get used to that. Where were we? I assumed you clicked off this video a long while ago by now if you're in class right now. So yeah, if you're, by the time you're watching this at home, you're finally allowed to hear me say damn. Alright. So I might say shit occasionally as well. Okay. So I won't say the F word, just, you know, I don't want to cross that line, you know, just in case. Okay, so other things from my elementary school. Okay, so you know how I mentioned, like, My Little Pony, like, a little bit ago, like, how it's, related to the video that I'm playing in the background, the music, ambience ponies, the soundtrack you're hearing right now. I got interested in it, and, like, last year in August, 2024. It was sometime after, I went on a road trip to Atlantic City, with my dad. It wasn't my favorite road trip. It was kinda, it felt too nerve-wracking. I don't know, I just didn't like the vibe of having, like, a bunch of homeless people surrounding me, and the room was pretty crappy too. It was pretty trashed up. well, not trashed up, but the whole building, like, it was like a brick block, basically, and the windows were, like, were the exact, like, plus crosshair shape that a kindergartner would draw them as. It just looked very Gotham City-ish, but without the charm of the dark aesthetic. It just looked like New York. I think the reason why I felt kind of weird about it is because I've never really been to New York before, and Atlantic City is basically like New York City Pocket Edition, the same way that, okay, I remember there being another city that's supposed to mimic Las Vegas, I forgot what it was. Oh wait, no, Atlantic City is also trying to be like Las Vegas as well. Yeah, so I became interested in My Little Pony. The reason I started watching it is because throughout my entire childhood, I've always, to some degree, been around it as an idea. Like, I always knew of its existence, but I was part of the, ew, that's cringe, I don't watch girly shows and stuff, you know what I mean? But then, after a while, I was like, it doesn't even matter, I'll give it a shot, see what I think of it. And I watched it, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually peak. Like, it's actually good, you know what I mean? Unironically, I didn't think I'd say that. I gave it a shot, and I didn't think I would. Initially, when I was watching the first episode, I didn't think I'd go past, like, episode 5 of season 1, but I watched the whole damn series in, like, a few months. Then I started, like, trying, like, my test. I started trying my absolute best to dive as deep into the fandom as possible. I've seen all the major grimdarks. I heard of every creepypasta. I have gone to the bottom of the barrel of MLP content. So yeah, and how this connects to everything else about school is that, I feel like, that all my life, all my life, I always, like, I never really felt, like, never really occurred to me consciously, but subconsciously, I always admired those, like, girl toy targeted shows, like My Little Pony and, like, Monster High and stuff. There was always this part in the back of my mind that never surfaced until recently, that it was like, I always liked those shows even though I never saw them. It's kind of unique. It's this weird feeling. Like, I have nostalgia for shows I never even watched, you know what I mean? I just have nostalgia of, like, seeing them on, like, as their, like, little TV bumper spots on, like, TV and stuff on Nickelodeon, or something. Like, I'd always see their little advertisements and stuff. If I ever go, like, really quiet for a minute, it just means I'm trying to think. And I also figured it's a break to hear my voice as you listen to the music. So, so Nightmare Moon, it, like, initially became my favorite, like, villain, like, in the first episode. That's the moment when I thought, okay, this might be better than I thought it was gonna be originally. So, like, my first, interpretation of Nightmare Moon, oh my god, an ad! Are you kidding me right now? Okay, so my first initial reaction to seeing Nightmare Moon, was being reminded of a very specific kind of nostalgic vibe that also reminds me of a very interesting feeling I got in music class for centers in, elementary school. My teacher in that was Miss Lynn. It was kind of like a extras, like what centers. I don't know if, like, all elementary schools have this, but we had this thing called centers. that took place around halfway through the day. It was usually like right next to lunch and recess. Every year when you're in like first grade, second grade, or third grade, they always flip it around. So like maybe after the first half of the day, you get the order of recess, lunch, centers, and second grade it's like centers, lunch, recess, and then it just kind of mixes around to fit in with the schedules. So yeah. So Nightmare Moon, she reminds me of this vibe in centers. Okay, so I gotta explain a bit about music class before we can talk more about Nightmare Moon, because we gotta talk about the past before the present, right? So, music class, it was a very, like in retrospect, it is a very vibey class. What I mean by that is, most days, we would go in, we would stand in our usual spots, we would have the task to sing a song along with the teacher. So like we would like as a class we would like sing along to little kid songs and stuff like that. I remember that stuff. It was awesome. I wish I could do it again, if I'm being honest. I mean, I can technically, like right now at home or whatever, but like it's not the same. You know what I mean? As actually being there. Honestly, I kind of wish I still believed in I mean, these mythical things could potentially exist because, like, there's no actual, like, proof of it. You can't prove something that doesn't. Okay, I know it sounds like I switched the topic, but trust me, I'm getting to a point. Just because something, like, if something doesn't exist, there is no proof that it doesn't or does exist. So, what I'm about to say is based on opinion and not by fact. Okay? Like, I don't believe in Santa and, like, the Tooth Fairy and the Leprechaun. I don't believe in those stuff now because I gotten older and my mind logically has thought, yeah, it makes sense those things don't actually exist because it's the real world and it doesn't work like that. But you never know, they still could. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't actually know. But, my point behind that is, what was I getting with that? Frick. Shit. Let's see, music class. Yeah, so this is what we would do. So this is like during the time where I still believed in like Santa and the Tooth Fairy and all that stuff and the Easter Bunny. I still believe in all of those, so that vibe was always with me as well. So I always had this like feeling that someday I could like meet my cartoon character heroes in real life and go on adventures with them someday. I was like yearning for that, waiting for that day, you know what I mean? And I had my hopes up as a kid for that, for like arguably fictional stuff to happen. So we did those little songs and stuff. That was like most days. Sometimes we do a little dance, sing along, maybe touch an instrument or two, and then we go back to class or recess or whatever was next. But there would be some times on special occasions where we would have a special activity that would give me this feeling. So I'll name one instance now. I'm gonna try to name them in chronological order. There's only 3 I can really make out, but the last one is the strongest. The first one's the second strongest, and the middle one is barely counts. But okay, so here's the first one. So sometimes, maybe once every few months, okay, so here's what the room looked like. There's no windows in the music room. It is basically in the absolute center of the entire school. besides the library. It's like right across the main hall from the library, but it's enclosed. The doors are in the middle of one of the four walls in the room. It's square shaped. The walls are yellow. There's no windows. You're completely surrounded by yellow painted like concrete blocks. The floor's carpet, like the gray carpet. There's cabinets behind you. There's a screen, a pull-down screen in front of you. The whole room is perfectly square-shaped. I guess it's maybe about 20 feet by 20 feet, from angle to angle. Like, each wall is probably about 20 feet wide, and probably about 10 to 15 feet tall. So, like, maybe twice as high as, like, a normal classroom would be. And about slightly bigger than, the average, like, space of a normal classroom by 1% maybe. Because normal classrooms are normally, like, slightly rectangular shaped. So the music room added, that extra space to make up the full square shape. Anyways, so like occasionally, the lights would go out. Miss Lynn would turn the lights out, and like completely off, and the projector on the ceiling would display something on the screen, like a special like song we were gonna do or something like that, just for funsies. And I remember this one time we were being shown something, and it was basically, I don't remember what the song was or how it went, but I remember, like, the projector on the screen and, like, the rest of the completely dark room. Like, the only light source was the white screen, like, shining at our faces as we were staring at it, sitting on the floor. So on the screen was basically, like, song notes, like, sheet music, but the notes were all replaced with different stages of, like, an egg hatching. And the last one had a chick, like, walking away from the cracked open egg. I don't know why, but for some reason, the music that was playing with it, while watching the process of the egg hatching, step by step, freaked me out mentally, like, on the inside. It wasn't, like, it didn't freak me out, like, it was, like, mildly unsettling. Like, I wasn't like, whoa, what's going on, kind of thing. I was just kind of sitting there, watching it, admiring it, and it was a mix of, this feels weird, and, whoa, this is cool, and, okay, I feel like something's watching me from somewhere, kind of thing. I don't know why, I was kind of irrational, but, it's like one of those, like, things that are initially slightly spooky, but not in a realistic bad way. It's like horror in a way for kids that still want their innocence to the fullest, you know what I mean? Like, this is the most, like, innocent kind of, like, fear a kid can feel in a G-rated movie setting, you know what I mean? And I felt that again, but to a lower level, with, in, Halloween. I think it was around Halloween time. We were all gathered around in a circle around the cauldron, and, we were, doing the Witch's Brew, song, the iconic one. Fingernail, seaweed, da-da-da-da, stirring in my witch's brew, I got magic, alakazam, kazoo, ooh. That didn't freak me out, that's nostalgic as heck, but, the thing that kind of got me interested is, what came afterwards. It was the first time I heard this song, and it's become an iconic staple, of me, like, randomly hearing it throughout the internet since then, but the Hall of the Mountain King started playing, and we were told by Miss Lynn, to, like, move our body in place, based on what we think is happening. So, like, when it was calm, most of us would just kind of, like, act like we were walking in place, while sitting down in crisscross applesauce, you know what I mean? We were on a circle around, like, a plastic cauldron with a bunch of, like, like pictures of random items described in the Witch's Brew song in them. We were all in a circle, and in crisscross applesauce form, we were like marching our arms, like as if we were like marching, running, sprinting for our lives, or walking. So like I assumed a bit early than most of the kids. So like in the first few stages of the song, I felt slightly unnerved by the crescendoing tone of the song because I never really heard anything like this kind of orchestral music in its fullest form. Like I obviously heard like orchestra music like randomly whenever I would like hear it in the background of my life, but I never full on heard it to this kind of like dramatic level until this point. So I was kind of like thinking about how the song was sounding and how dark it was. Like it had a pretty dark tone for orchestra music. So I was just kind of like marching my arms. Then I was kind of moving them faster. And then at one point, I actually got chilled because for a brief moment, I felt like my soul left my body and I was in the perspective of the guy who was in the Mountain King's like hallway or something like that, running away from trolls that I couldn't see behind me. You know what I mean? It felt like the same vibe as trying to run away from the demon in your house when you turn the lights out at the bottom of the stairs. I don't own stairs, so if you live on the one-story floor, it would be your hallway. So I felt it really strongly when about maybe in third grade or fourth grade or something, the lights went out and half of us were told to act like choral. So half of us, not me, would pretend to be coral, just standing there in like little tree branch shapes where, I don't know, they extended their arms out. Some did a T pose, some reached their arms out to pretend to be like a tree or something. And the other half of us, which included me, were pretending to be fish. And we would swim around, the other kids. And at one point, for some reason, I don't remember how long. I think it was just a phase, but I remember like having a crush on like some girl for like only like a week or something like that, and I lost interest instantly. So that girl was the coral, and I would just like not move anywhere else, and I would just kind of like swim around her. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, the music was playing, and it was called we were learning about this before we actually done it. It was called what's it called? I don't want to screw it up. Aquatic Animals or something like that. Something like the Carnival of Animals Aquatic. I don't know, it's kind of worded weirdly in a weird, like, non-proper grammarful way, but whatever. So we were swimming around, and it sounded... There's like... If you told me to describe it perfectly, I couldn't. Like, it's a feeling that... It's like one of those, like, unintentionally creepy things, you know what I mean? Kind of like seeing a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic or whatever. It's unintentionally creepy. It's like meant to like, or like a clown. They're meant to be funny, but a lot of people find them scary, you know what I mean? That's the same thing I felt for this. But it felt more on a spiritual level to some degree. I'm not really a religious person or anything, or like really believe in any like... I wouldn't say I'm atheist, but I'm like somewhere between atheist and agnostic, I would say. Somewhere like half Gnostic, if that's even a real term. But I just got this vibe, this like dark but still kid-friendly, clean vibe from it. But it really kicked in when that downward decrescendoing like piano and violin part played, where it goes like da 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 da. That, like, when I heard that like, it already sounded kind of off in the beginning. Like, in the beginning it sounded like something was supposed to be happy and joyful, but there's obviously like something wrong under the seams that you can't just make out when it goes like da 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 da. But it feels like the truth of whatever that dark thing is slowly being revealed, but still in a way that makes everything feel unknown and leaves you with a lot more questions during that downward crescendo part where it goes like da 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 da. Even just talking about it now gives me chills. But yeah, I got the chills from hearing that. Hold on, I'm gonna turn some lights on. I'm freaking myself out. Alright, that's fair. So, I heard the downward crescendoing part, and that was when I was like, okay, there's something not right with this feeling. I really feel like there's something off here. Like, not like in this current scenario, but in like my whole like perception of reality as a kid. Like, I felt like there was some like actual like, maybe this was the day that some like villain from like a show or a movie was gonna appear, or some grim reaper would show up or something in the room watching us in the background. So that connects me back to Nightmare Moon to some degree, because I feel like that, or just like the Candlelock Castle in general, like, it's never really seen in the show at all, I don't think, but I can picture this vibe. I feel like that same vibe of what I just described kind of feels like when I don't know why, but I connect this to My Little Pony a lot. So when you're in like, okay, so imagine this. You're in like the main throne room of Carolot Castle, where like Celestia and Princess Luna would be. But it's nighttime, and there's no lights, and there's no sign of any pony around, like, at least a 1 mile proximity. And it's just you and the empty, like, hallway, the empty royal hall with the thrones. But it's like dark, there's this like blue tint like everywhere around in the moonlight and stuff, and there's not even any like background noise or anything. It's just literally quiet. It's like so quiet it's too quiet, and it leaves you with this like uneasiness, you know what I mean? And then you look behind you and you see like the wide open threshold that you entered in from, and it's dark in there, and you feel like anything could be down there. I feel like that setting would also fit just as well if like the aquatic animal song was playing like in that scenario as well. Like you just standing there in the castle in the dark hallway. Like if the song was like from seemingly nowhere just echoing out through the whole place. I think that would fit slightly more rather than it just being dead silent, but whatever. I feel like it matches with the aesthetic of like Carolot, like Celestia's castle. Well, and Luna's castle, they're equals. Uh, because like that vibe was the kind of like magical like fantasy world kind of thing I was kind of always hoping to see one day in real life as a kid. Like I always wanted to see something like that in real life, and I feel like that vibe catches it perfectly, because it would feel different if like the environment was completely different from the theme it was. You know what I mean? Like it just matched that aesthetic of being in like an empty Carolot castle at the middle of the night perfectly. Very liminal. Uh, I really felt like MLP was peak, like when I watched A Carolot Wedding, and it brought me this feeling that I hadn't really felt that often anymore, but I felt it slightly more often as a kid, although it was still an uncommon occurrence. And that's like actually like, I don't know how to describe it. Uh, okay, so I'm gonna talk about a different thing completely for a minute. Hotel Transylvania 2. So, when I watched it initially as a kid, I thought it was the best movie in existence. It's kind of all right now in the retrospect, but like back then I thought it was like the best thing ever. And like I was always used to like wholesome kids movies and stuff like that. Uh, and it kind of shocked me a little bit. And I when like uh, hold on, I gotta do something. It kind of shocked me when like it felt like it took a turn, but still in a way that made my body feel like it was savoring its childlike innocence for some reason when that one like gargoyle came out with a stick and was about to stab Jonathan, but was stopped last second. Like it felt like I was gonna have some emotional impact there, like if that actually was gonna happen. You know what I mean? I feel like I really connected to that movie on a deeper level as a kid. I hadn't really seen it that much. I only saw it one other time, like a few years later after it came out, and then nothing. Uh, so that connects back to a Carolot Wedding because, like, I wasn't expecting it to, uh, be, like, dark, you know what I mean? Well, not, it wasn't dark, it's a My Little Pony episode, but, like, uh, for the show's standards, it was a dark episode. Like, for the show's standards. Uh, it would still pass as G rated, but it's like the darkest G rated like episode I've seen. Uh, like the whole vibe of like the mysteriousness of Cadence, like not being herself. It didn't even click to me initially that she was an imposter, like a changeling thing before, because obviously we weren't introduced to a changeling at that time until like after it's revealed. But like it leaves it this mysterious, what the frick is going on here kind of feel with Cadence and stuff. And I actually was starting to side against Twilight because I thought that Cadence really was herself, and the lesson was of the episode was gonna be about to not overthink too much. But I was wrong when I saw the twist that Cadence was actually evil for some reason and sent Twilight like in this like ball thing to be sent underground into the caves. Then when she meets the real Cadence, I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on here? Who is this imposter Cadence? It just, and then when This Day Aria played for the first time, I was like, it took me back to the times of like music class where I got that same like chilling feeling of uncertainty, but in in a powerful child magical innocence way that was the polar opposite of uh realizing what real world reality is, like the polar opposite of that. It was immersing me more into the world of fantasy by a lot. That's what that effect did to me. I think that twist villains becoming villains you've never even seen before are underrated. I want to try that. In fact, that's the only time I ever seen something like that, I think. Like, of a new character you never seen before. Of course, I would do it in the way where it hints at them, like, through, like, very background stuff you wouldn't begin to notice. But, like, you don't see that character at all earlier in the movie as a character or on screen. Just, like, mild subtle references to them for, like, a brief second in the background. But, you don't see them in the flesh, like, at all until they reveal themselves to be the true villain behind it all. I want to try something like that, where that twist of being where the twist villain is a new villain you've never seen before on the first watch, happening. I want to try that. Like, I feel like they did a good job with Chrysalis. Uh, I would talk more, but I feel like this video will get on for a bit of a while, so I might talk about stuff like this in the future. The main reason why I wanted to make Beeswax Elementary is actually to share, like, my personal, like, experiences at elementary school and their vibes and stuff like that, through funny storytelling, but I feel like that'll take way too long to do when I want to do it right now, so what I'm gonna do now is I'll make those episodes later on to an unknown date, but like, right now, around this time, I'll just casually talk about, school stories I have while acting it out in person in front of the camera. So, yeah. This has been Joey, aka Erithus the Drayson. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.